Hi, this video is for mothers or rather parents, right, that would want to change schools for their kids this new term. I mean, this coming new term, right? You're finding it difficult, or maybe you're not comfortable or satisfied with the school your children or your child was last term. And as you know, now this is first term, you need to change their school, right? This is what you should look out for so you don't make the same mistakes you've been making before. Moreover, let me tell you what you don't understand. Changing kids from one place to the other all the time drags them back. Do you know that? Right? When you're changing school for your kids, it's more advisable to change it, especially when they're still in their nursery states, right? Not when they're already in their primary schools and all that. You keep moving them from here to here to here. Now, here are my reasons why it's not even advisable. It's not advisable because every school you see has their own kind of curriculum. I am not a teacher, but at least I have children, so I can tell you these things and I can tell you how it can affect children. First of all, it's very, very hard for your child to adapt to a new environment. Do you know that? It's very, very hard. Imagine you living where you're staying currently, your friends and all that, and then they move you to another place. You know, it will take a little time for you now to start getting used to the place, getting used to your classmates and all that. It's not really, really going to be that easy for your child. That being said, then another thing is getting used to their method, the methods in which they teach in that new school will be hard a little, right? Especially if your child is this type that is always withdrawn, the type that doesn't socialize on time. That is where you're going to have issues. You're going to have issues with that child coping to learn because every school have the way or the method they use in teaching. They have normal school. I'm not a teacher. They have Montessori. They have different ways of learning in schools, especially in Nigeria. And I'm talking for Port Harcourt that I know, right? And I'm very, very sure it applies to so many other states in Nigeria. Is difficult. But let me tell you what to do. When you're looking for school for that your child, look for schools that are a bit similar. Ask your children what they like. Ask them what they like. Let me tell you, and things that are very necessary. Make sure that school has a playground. One, because your children should be at least able to do exercises, mobilize, do some jumping about, not learning all the time, right? There should be at least a playground where the boys can at least learn how to kick footballs and all that. The girls can, play, all those things. We know so many schools around the south and the west are not really, really big. Like their capacities are not so big. You don't have so much land, vast land, like the ones in the north, right? But you can still try. Bring down your eyes and check. Ask them what they offer, what their school offer kids. Very important. Ask them their safety measures. Do they have a first aid? Ask them, are their teachers well trained? Are their nannies trained? What examinations have they passed? What has been the school's records in the past? Ask. Make verifications. Find out from people. Do they do dictions and eloquency, whatever? At least diction and all that. Because some schools will tell you that your child will not speak for name. Some schools are like that. And maybe you're a parent that wants your child to speak for name. So find out all these things. Find out if they do computer. Find out if they do music, because some children no go no book, but they go no computer, they go no music. Some of them will be very, very good in arts. Some of them will be good in football. That's why you have to go to a total school that has all these things in place for kids. There are children who find this actually hard to cope in school. Some schools have methods they use in teaching them. Yes, I've seen those things. They use some things like to teach them, right? They have their own different classes. Children with ADHD and all that. Kids that have disabilities. Does your school manage them? How do you do? Then another thing, check for how many children they have per class. Very important. Don't go and keep your child in a class that they're up to like 25, 20, 30. It won't be good. Your child will not learn because they have just one teacher and a minder in most cases. And so that teacher cannot, divide herself into 20. When she's teaching maths or English or any other subject. So now you need at least 15, 17, not up to 20 though, right? You don't want your child to be in an overcrowded class. Do they have ACs? Do they have air conditions? Right? How much is their school fees? What are the extracurricular activities they offer in their school? You have to ask all those things. By the time you finish asking all those things, then tell them to take you to your children's class. Let them show you their classrooms. Let you see how their classrooms are. How many children stays in one desk? Is it a child per desk? How is it? Find out all those things. Another thing, make sure to look at the toilets. Very important, hygiene. Go and check out their toilets. Some schools have their dining hall or whatever. Make sure to check out for all those places. How spacious are those places? How clean are they? And all that. Because of infections and all those things. Be very careful when you're taking your children to school, right? And another thing, be sure that that school teaches at least Hausa, Yoruba, or Igbo. Yes, this is a Nigerian school. It shouldn't be all about British, Cambridge. This. Do they teach anything that has got to do with our cultures and all that? Can your child dance at Ilog? Can your child dance the Yoruba kind of dance, Fulani dance and all that? Be particular about your own tribal stuff. How would your children learn? And then religion too. Is this a Christian school? Is it a Muslim school? Right? Ask those questions and all that. You'll be fine.